Good morning, my friends. Welcome to class. Let's get started. This is Foundations of English 9 for Tuesday, the 1st of September, 2020. All right, let's look at what we're doing today. So today we're going to look at reviewing and previewing. Yesterday we did an activity called activity number 2. And we're going to go back over some of the things from that activity, and we're going to look to activity 3, which is to preview the reading. Then I'll assign you your independent work. Now today's going to be a little bit different on the video. There's going to be points where the video will stop and there will be just a graphic on screen with a question that you're going to answer in chat if you're watching this live. The benefit of watching it live is A, you get your attendance taken automatically, and B, you actually don't have to write anything in activity number 3 as long as you answer the questions in the chat during the live session. If you are watching this back later, if you did not attend the live session, you do need to answer the questions in activity 3 in the document. So let's dive in. Yesterday you should have completed part 2, which looks like this. So if you can get this open quickly, take a look at what you put in each of the boxes and take a minute and just read it over because we're going to review it. Now for this activity, there wasn't a right or wrong answer. I'm going to show you one way to answer these questions. Really what I wanted you to do was to be thinking and making connections between words and trying to figure out how the words can go together and how they're similar and how they're different. So I'm going to show you one way of organizing this and then talk a little bit about the organization of the ideas. So this flowchart shows one way to answer these questions. So researchers, experts, and authors of a study can all be synonyms. They can all be words that mean the same thing. So can problem or question. So if you have a problem, generally you would ask a question. That's how those two are related. Then research and scientific study. Now research is a bigger category, but a scientific study is a type of research you can conduct. Evidence and observations in a scientific study are very similar. In a study, you would put a question together and then you would examine the evidence and you would make observations about that evidence. That would lead you to conclude or to make a conclusion and then to have findings. So findings are the results of your study. And then finally, in a scientific study, you would publish it so other people could review it and give you feedback on it and then use it in their studies. So essentially, this is the process. Researchers begin with a question or problem that they want to answer or solve. They conduct a study using a scientific approach. From the evidence they gather and the observations they make during the study, they reach a conclusion. This conclusion is referred to as findings, and it's what researchers find by examining evidence and observations. To inform others who may be interested in the results of their work, they often publish their findings along with their process in publications. So that's the process of making a scientific study. This article is going to discuss that, but having that context and that background will really help you as you read through the article. All right, now in activity 3, like I told you at the start of class, you're going to answer these questions in the chat live, and if you answer all 4 questions in the chat, you are complete for activity number 3. You do not need to answer anything in the document. However, if you are watching this back and it is not during our live class, you do need to answer the questions in the document. So please get that document open now so at least you can see the questions we're responding to and look at the text. All right, there are 4 questions we're going to answer together. All of them are about the text that you see at the bottom of those 4 questions. So you can see the title, and then we'll talk about each of the parts of the article, and yours will go on quite a long way beyond what mine is on the screen. So the first question is, what does the title of Colvin's article, What It Takes to Be Great, hint about the essay's topic? So take a minute right now, and I'd like you to answer that question in the chat. Please don't worry about being right or wrong. It's just your opinion. What do you think it hints about the topic? Question number 2, what's the subtitle of the article? Now you can see the subtitle is right below the title. Sub just means under, and it's in italics. So what's the subtitle, and what does it tell you about what the article might say? So go ahead and answer that part. What does it tell you about what the article might say? In your own words in chat now. All right, for this next question, for question 3, you need to look 2 places for this. So what do you know about the author of the article and where it was published? So first, you can see the name of the author right there, and then some information about it. But then at the bottom of the article, there's more information. So make sure you look both places. Do you expect to find the author's ideas believable? Will it be interesting? So that's 3 questions. You can answer it all in one submission. So what do you know about the author and where it was published? Do you expect him to be believable? Is the author going to be credible or believable? And will it be interesting? So answer that in chat now. And finally, question 4. What can you tell about the article by looking at its length, the length of its paragraphs, and the subheadings throughout the article? Now, the subheadings are the parts in bold. There's 4 or 5 of them throughout the article. So just scan through. And when I say scan, what I mean is look through the whole thing and just kind of run your eyes over all of the words, read the subheadings, and just get a sense of the length, the paragraph length, and what the subheadings are. So what can you tell about the article by looking at all of those things? Answer that in chat now. All right, that wraps up activity 3. So again, if you participated in class, don't worry about completing the document. You can just mark it turn in and be done. Now, apart from activity 3, you have 2 more assignments today. One of them is in Quill. You can find the link in Google Classroom for that, or you can just go to quill.org and log in. And it's one capitalization assignment. So it's the one that's marked due 9/1. You also are going to do another ReadWorks article of the day and a book of knowledge. So this should be your 5th one of those. So after today, again, you should have 5. Now remember, you can retest on Friday in the live class for the quizzes prefixes. So that's the quiz grade that you got for taking the quiz last Friday in class. So one more time, if you need to take that still, or if you weren't happy with your grade, come on Friday, be ready to do that at the end of class, and make sure you practice. There's a new practice link in Classroom. All right, so if you have any questions or comments or you need any help from me, please let me know in chat. Also remember, you can sign up for a one-on-one time to work with me if you need help in anything. So please let me know if I can do anything to help you, and I will see you tomorrow.